Have you ever noticed strangers staring at you for no clear reason, even when you're doing absolutely nothing to attract attention? You walk into a room, sit quietly, avoid eye contact, and still, eyes follow you. It's uncomfortable, confusing, and sometimes deeply unsettling. Many people experience this their entire lives without ever understanding why it happens. They assume it's judgment, coincidence, or paranoia. But what if those looks aren't random at all? What if there's a deeper reason your presence alone creates curiosity, tension, or silent awareness in others, even when you're calm, quiet, and simply existing? What if I told you those stares are signals, unconscious reactions to something rare you carry? In this video, you're going to uncover why people notice you before you speak, what they sense without realizing it, and how this hidden dynamic shapes the way others respond to you. Understanding this can change how you see yourself, your confidence, and your purpose. If you've ever felt different, silently observed, or uniquely noticed in public spaces, stay until the end. Because once you understand the reason, you'll never interpret those looks the same way again. From the moment you enter a space and feel eyes locking onto you, something invisible begins to shift in the atmosphere. This video is not about ego, vanity, or imagining importance where none exists. It is about awareness and pattern recognition. There is a reason certain people draw attention without speaking, without trying, without performing for approval. As you listen closely, you will begin connecting moments from your own life. Times when you felt watched, noticed, or subtly evaluated without explanation. These moments were not isolated. They were signals. Each section of this video builds on the previous one, and every idea loops back to a central truth you may have felt but never fully understood. Stay present, because once this awareness clicks, you cannot unsee it. Every stare you remember will suddenly make sense. People are not staring because of your clothes, your posture, or something obvious you did in that moment. They are reacting to an internal signal that bypasses logic. Human beings are deeply intuitive creatures, wired to detect emotional regulation, confidence, coherence, and inner alignment long before words are exchanged. When someone carries calm certainty, it registers instantly. That is why the staring often happens when you are quiet, neutral, or emotionally detached. You are not broadcasting noise, and that contrast draws attention. As this video unfolds, you'll understand how this reaction is ancient, instinctive, and rooted in survival psychology. Keep this idea active in your mind, because later it will connect to something far more powerful than simple curiosity. There is a critical difference between being seen and being noticed. Most people are seen every day, scanned, dismissed, forgotten. But being noticed means something lingered. It means your presence disrupted someone's internal rhythm. This is why strangers may look back twice, hesitate, or seem unsettled when you catch their gaze. You didn't demand attention, you created contrast. Throughout the next sections, you'll learn how rarity functions in human perception and why anything uncommon automatically draws focus. Remember this feeling of interruption, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this effect follows you and why it intensifies the more self-contained you become. Stillness is one of the most misunderstood forms of influence. In a world addicted to noise, silence becomes magnetic. When someone is emotionally regulated, grounded, and internally complete, it creates a mirror effect. Others begin to feel their own restlessness, insecurity, or suppressed emotions rise to the surface. That discomfort often manifests as staring. It's not always admiration or judgment, it's resonance. As we move forward, you'll see how this resonance exposes unresolved tension in others and why they are unconsciously drawn to the source of their discomfort. This is a key loop you'll want to remember, because it explains reactions you've never been able to rationalize. Most people spend their lives chasing validation, approval, and recognition. Others unknowingly trigger it. Those who are noticed are rarely the loudest. They are the most aligned. Authenticity is rare, and rarity always attracts attention. As you continue watching, each example will reinforce how self-trust, emotional independence, and internal clarity create visible effects in social environments. This is not something learned through performance. It emerges naturally. Hold on to this idea, because later you'll see why trying to hide or shrink yourself only amplifies the attention instead of reducing it. When strangers stare, it often happens during moments of neutrality. You're not reacting, pleasing, or engaging. You are simply present. Presence without need unsettles those who live in constant emotional hunger. This video will reveal how independence at an internal level disrupts social expectations and why the human mind fixates on what it cannot predict or control. Notice this loop carefully. The less you seek attention, the more it appears. Understanding this dynamic will completely change how you interpret public interactions and personal boundaries. There is also an unconscious hierarchy assessment taking place. Humans instinctively evaluate emotional strength, self-possession, and depth. When someone appears internally anchored, others assess them without realizing it. This evaluation often happens through prolonged eye contact. As we progress, you'll understand how this behavior is rooted in survival instincts, not social manners. Once you see this, you'll stop personalizing stares and start reading them correctly. This awareness alone shifts your confidence, posture, and emotional responses in powerful ways. Another layer most people ignore is intuition. Humans perceive more than they consciously process. When someone carries clarity, purpose, or inner certainty, it registers as significance. Others may not know why they feel drawn or unsettled, but their eyes reveal it before their mind catches up. In the next sections, you'll see how intuition plays a larger role than logic in social perception, and why certain people are recognized before they are understood. This loop connects directly to your life experiences. As this video continues, you'll notice how each concept circles back to the same central truth. The looks are not about judgment or coincidence. They are responses to what you carry internally. This understanding replaces confusion with clarity Once awareness replaces doubt, your energy shifts naturally. Stay focused, because the next part will show how embracing this awareness transforms your confidence, your behavior, and how others respond to you without a single word being spoken. Everything you've heard so far is only the foundation. The deeper reason behind these stares goes beyond psychology and surface behavior. In the next segment, you'll discover how this awareness evolves from something passive into a source of personal power. Do not disconnect now. What comes next completes the loop that began the very first time someone stared at you and didn't look away. When awareness turns into understanding, something subtle but profound happens inside you. The staring no longer feels invasive or confusing. It becomes informative. You begin to recognize patterns in timing, in context, in who looks and how they look. This is where perception shifts into mastery. People who notice you are often responding to a level of self-connection they haven't reached themselves. As you continue through this video, you'll realize this isn't about superiority, but about contrast in internal states. Remember this loop. Awareness creates calm. Calm strengthens presence, and presence amplifies attention. Each time this cycle repeats, your confidence deepens without effort. At this stage, many people make a mistake. They assume the attention means they should change, soften, shrink, or hide. But the opposite is true. The more you try to dilute your presence, the more noticeable the imbalance becomes. Humans subconsciously sense incongruence. When you suppress who you are, others feel it as tension, which increases their fixation. This section is critical because it reframes the instinct to self-edit. What draws attention is not excess, but authenticity. As we move forward, you'll see how acceptance, not adjustment, stabilizes the dynamic and restores your internal authority. Another reason strangers stare is recognition without context. People sense familiarity without memory. You may remind them of something they aspire to be, something they lost, or something unresolved within themselves. This creates cognitive dissonance, a feeling without explanation. The brain responds by seeking visual confirmation, leading to prolonged looks. This is why the stares often feel intense but empty of expression. As this video progresses, you'll understand how this phenomenon connects to projection and why emotionally aware individuals experience it more frequently. There is also a timing factor few discuss. Stares increase when you are in transition, emotionally, mentally, or purposefully. When you are aligning with a clearer version of yourself, your internal coherence sharpens. Others feel this shift before you fully articulate it. This is why attention spikes during moments of personal change, growth, or decision-making. Hold this insight closely, because later you'll see how recognizing these phases allows you to navigate attention without resistance or confusion. Let's address something important. Not every stare is positive, and not every stare is negative. Most are neutral reactions to internal disturbance. When someone encounters emotional stillness, it challenges their own noise. The eyes linger because the mind stalls. This understanding removes fear from the experience. Fear feeds misinterpretation. awareness dissolves it. As you continue watching, you'll see how neutrality is power and why emotionally regulated people often intimidate without intention. This leads us to social energy exchange. Every interaction, even silent ones, carries information. When you are grounded, you transmit consistency. Others unconsciously scan for it. The stare is a diagnostic response. They are assessing safety, strength, and emotional reliability. This is not mystical, it is biological. As we build on this, you'll understand why leaders, observers, and self-possessed individuals draw attention without seeking it. This loop ties directly back to the first moments we discussed at the beginning of the video. Now consider this. The staring often increases when you stop reacting to it. When you no longer seek validation or explanation, your energy stabilizes. Stability is rare. Rarity draws focus. This creates another loop. Detachment amplifies presence. The less you engage, the more others notice. Understanding this prevents you from falling into self-consciousness. Instead, you remain centered. This is a turning point in how you experience public spaces. There is also a deeper emotional intelligence at play. People who observe more than they speak carry perceptive weight. Their silence holds information. Others feel this intuitively and respond with attention. The stare becomes a way of accessing what feels unavailable. As this video continues, you'll see how restraint is often misinterpreted as mystery, and why mystery pulls focus in ways explanation never can. At this point, everything begins to converge. Presence, stillness, alignment, and awareness all feed the same outcome. You are noticed not because you demand attention, but because you do not require it. This realization changes how you walk, sit, and exist among others. The environment responds differently when you are internally settled. Stay with me, because the next section reveals how to consciously maintain this state without effort or exhaustion. What comes next completes the structure of this experience. You'll learn how to integrate this understanding into daily life so the staring no longer distracts or drains you. Instead, it becomes feedback, neutral, informative, and empowering. Do not disconnect now. The final pieces will show you how to move through the world fully seen, yet completely unbothered. When you reach this level of understanding, the external world starts to feel different, even though nothing around you has changed. The streets are the same, the rooms are the same, the people are the same. But your internal interpretation shifts. This is crucial. The stare no longer defines you, it reflects you. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start recognizing, "Something in me is registering." This mental repositioning removes anxiety and replaces it with grounded clarity. From here on, every look becomes data, not judgment. Keep this loop active in your mind, because this shift is what separates discomfort from quiet confidence. Many people believe confidence is something you project outward, but real confidence is actually internal permission. Permission to exist without explanation. When you give yourself that permission, your nervous system relaxes. Others feel this instantly. A regulated nervous system is rare in a reactive world. This rarity draws attention automatically. As this video unfolds, you'll realize that people aren't staring at you. They're reacting to how safe you are within yourself. That safety challenges their internal chaos. Remember this: calm is louder than noise when most people are overwhelmed. At this stage, some viewers notice something surprising. The staring intensifies precisely when you're at peace. When you're no longer scanning the room, adjusting your posture, or seeking approval, attention increases. This feels paradoxical, but it's consistent. Humans are drawn to emotional certainty the way moths are drawn to light. Certainty feels stable. Stability feels trustworthy. As you move deeper into this understanding, you'll stop trying to control perception and start allowing it. This is where emotional freedom begins. There's also a subtle leadership signal involved. Leadership is not about dominance or authority, it's about self-containment. When someone is emotionally self-sufficient, others instinctively orient toward them. The stare becomes a form of orientation. They are subconsciously asking, "What does this person know?" even if you're doing nothing at all. This explains why the attention often feels serious, focused, or intense rather than casual. Hold on to this insight because it reframes the entire experience. Now let's talk about why this can feel exhausting if misunderstood. When you interpret staring as threat, judgment, or pressure, your body enters defense mode. That drains energy. But when you interpret it as recognition without demand, the tension dissolves, energy returns. This is a critical loop. Interpretation shapes reaction, reaction shapes experience. As this video continues, you'll learn how to protect your energy, not by avoidance, but by understanding. Another important point is emotional boundaries. Just because someone looks at you doesn't mean they access you. Many people confuse attention with intrusion. They are not the same. You can be seen without being touched emotionally. This distinction is powerful. Once you internalize it, stares lose their ability to disturb you. Instead, they pass through your awareness without attachment. This is mastery of presence, and very few people reach it intentionally. You may also notice that certain types of people stare more than others. Those who are emotionally unresolved, insecure, or searching tend to linger visually. Those who are internally settled often glance and move on. This is not coincidence, it's resonance. People are drawn to what reflects their internal state or highlights what they lack. Understanding this prevents personalization. It also prevents emotional absorption. You observe without carrying. As everything begins to integrate, you realize something fundamental. You were never meant to disappear to make others comfortable. Your presence is not a problem to solve. It's a signal. The discomfort was never about being seen. It was about not understanding why. Now that understanding is forming. Stay attentive because the next segment will show you how to live fully expressed without attracting unnecessary emotional weight from others. This awareness also changes how you move through silence. Silence becomes intentional instead of awkward. Eye contact becomes neutral instead of charged. Your body language relaxes naturally. Others feel this shift and respond differently. The environment mirrors your internal state. This is not strategy, it's alignment. As you hold this state, life becomes simpler, even as attention remains. What comes next is the final integration. You'll learn how to remain open without becoming exposed, visible without becoming vulnerable, and confident without becoming rigid. This completes the journey that began with a simple question: why are people staring at me? Do not disconnect now. The final understanding turns awareness into lasting inner stability. At this final stage of awareness, something deeply stabilizing occurs. You stop reacting to the world and start moving through it. The stares no longer pull you out of yourself. They happen around you, not to you. This is the difference between existing in your body and observing yourself from outside. When you are fully present internally, external attention loses its power. It becomes background information. This is where emotional maturity shows itself, not in confrontation, but in non-reactivity. Keep this loop in mind. Presence dissolves tension, and tension is what once made the stares uncomfortable. You begin to notice that the world treats you according to how you treat your own presence. When you respect your internal space, others instinctively do the same. Even those who stare feel a boundary they cannot cross. This boundary is not built with words or posture, but with self-assurance. As this understanding settles, you stop shrinking and stop overcompensating. You simply are. And that simplicity is disarming. People sense it immediately, even if they can't explain why. This is also where self-trust becomes visible. When you trust yourself, your movements slow, your reactions soften, and your energy stabilizes. Others read this as depth. Depth draws curiosity. Curiosity creates attention. This is a natural chain reaction, not something you manufacture. As you hold this awareness, you stop questioning your impact. You accept it. Acceptance removes friction, and friction was what once made the attention feel heavy. There is an important emotional shift here. You no longer internalize the gaze. You don't absorb it, interpret it, or assign meaning to it beyond what it is. This protects your emotional bandwidth. When you stop carrying what doesn't belong to you, your mind clears, your intuition sharpens, and ironically, this clarity makes you even more noticeable. But now, it no longer costs you energy. This is the balance most people never achieve. At this point, you may realize something profound. The staring was never the issue. Confusion was. Once clarity replaces confusion, peace follows naturally. You don't need answers from others. You don't need confirmation. You understand the mechanism. And when you understand something, it loses its ability to disturb you. This is emotional sovereignty, the ability to remain steady regardless of external observation. This understanding also changes how you view yourself. You stop seeing your presence as accidental or problematic. You recognize it as consistent, reliable, grounded. When your self-image aligns with your lived experience, confidence stops being performative. It becomes quiet. Others feel this quiet confidence immediately. It doesn't demand attention, but it commands respect. Even silence carries authority when it's rooted in self-acceptance. As everything integrates, your behavior becomes effortless. You don't monitor how you walk, where you look, or how you sit. You trust your body to exist naturally. This trust signals safety, both to yourself and to others. Safety is magnetic. People are drawn to what feels stable in an unstable world. This is why attention continues, but now it feels neutral, even affirming rather than invasive. You also become more selective emotionally. You stop engaging mentally with every look, every glance, every reaction. Discernment replaces sensitivity. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. Clarity is kindness to yourself, and when you are kind to yourself, the world responds differently. The same stares occur, but they no longer define the moment. You define it. Now everything comes full circle. The question that started this journey no longer feels heavy. Why do people stare at me? Transforms into understanding rather than doubt. You see the pattern, the psychology, and the emotional mechanics behind it. Awareness completes the loop. What once felt unsettling now feels neutral, even empowering. And this is where the journey ends, not with a change in the world, but with a change in how you stand within it. You move forward fully visible, deeply grounded, and emotionally untouched by external observation. The stairs may continue, but they no longer follow you home. You remain centered, complete, and unbothered, exactly as someone who understands themselves always is. If this message resonated with you, don't let it end here. This awareness only becomes powerful when it's reinforced and expanded. Subscribe now, because the next videos will uncover deeper layers of perception, presence, and emotional mastery that most people never access. Like this video to strengthen this message and help it reach others who feel seen for the first time today. And in the comments, simply write, "I understand now." That single sentence marks the moment confusion turns into clarity, and this is only the beginning.